Welcome back to Inside Texoma. Once again, I'm joined with the Skyward 6 Storm Team. They have just told us all about the Weather Roadshow. Of course, lots of shows still left, but we wanted to take this time to really give you an inside look at some severe weather safety tips. And you know, you're hearing it right now from the experts, so go ahead and take notes or make sure you save this show on your DVR. And this is just a great time, I think, to take advantage of, you know, your expertise. So we want to know, what are some of the rules or the things we need to be doing whenever there's severe weather in the area, or what do we need to have on hand?
All right, well, here's the first thing I want to talk about is the difference between a tornado watch and a tornado warning. A watch means, and believe it or not, there's a lot of people at our road shows that don't have an idea of the difference between the two. A watch means that outside atmospheric conditions are favorable for thunderstorms to develop that could produce tornadoes. Now, a warning means that one has either been spotted or a radar indicates that one is about to form, and that's when you need to be making sure that you're in your tornado safety spot. Actually, you need to make sure that you already have your tornado safety plan in place before the warning is ever issued. That is key, is plan ahead, and that is probably the best safety tip I can get you, is plan ahead and make sure you know where you're going to be before the tornado warning ever is even issued. And number one tornado safety rule, I'm going to let John and Matt kind of share in on this as well, but the number one tornado safety rule is put as many walls between you and the outside winds from that tornado as you possibly can. So that means in the center of your house.
Yeah, perfect example. At my home, we don't have a tornado shelter. We don't have a safe room. We have determined that my daughter's closet is the most central location, so that's going to be our safe place. Another thing I encourage people to do is think about what's going to happen after the storm. You should always take shelter as if, and you should expect your home to be significantly damaged. Doesn't always happen, but you should at least take shelter with that in mind. Don't go to shelter barefoot. You probably shouldn't go to shelter in your PJs, really.
What about your underwear?
You might need a second pair, a backup pair. But think about this: if you are dependent on medication,
yeah,
and your home is significantly damaged, you don't want to go searching for that medication. So have that medication with you. Prescription glasses, a means to identify yourself, because if your neighborhood is devastated by a tornado, the Red Cross or emergency responders will likely demand that you identify yourselves, have some cash. You should always just be ready. You know, the chances of it being devastating, the chances of an all-out disaster are not very good, but you should at least be prepared for that. You know, you're not going to want to walk on broken 2x4s and glass and, you know, pieces from your neighbor's house
Sure.
with bare feet. So always think of what could possibly be there after the situation.
So let me ask you this though, John. When do we start grabbing our shoes, putting on our shoes? If it's in the middle of the night, go ahead and slip on, you know, a pair of pants and a shirt, get out of your PJs or whatever. Yeah. Do you start that whenever there's a watch issued then, instead of waiting for that warning?
Well, the value of a watch being issued is it lets you know that the stage is starting to be set for a severe weather event. Typically, watches are going to be issued while the sun is shining, so that gives you time to prepare your safe area. Make sure that prescription medication is in there. Make sure those glasses are in there. Make sure that there's protection in there. He mentioned helmets. I think we even saw that car seats.
Car seats, definitely, yes.
Protection. Now, granted, if you have a limited space, you can't jam everything in there. But yeah, just plan ahead. Make those plans while the sun is shining. Things should be fine.
Yep.
Absolutely. Well, here's the other thing, too. One of the basic rules of any kind of tornado is that the higher up you are, the faster the winds are going to be. And that's why you always want to be low. I don't care if you have this solid, I don't care if you have a tank in the 4th floor of your house. That is not where you want to be, inside that tank. I don't care if it's a tank. The thing is you're looking at the possibility of the 3 floors below you not being there when you get out. So that you have to prepare for that, and that's why when John was saying, when you prepare for a tornado, you have to prepare for the worst case scenario. Always prepare for the worst case scenario. That would be an EF5, with winds well above 150, up 200 and 250 mile per hour winds there. And it's just going to blow everything around and everything away, and you just want to be as low to the ground as possible. And that's why, storm shelters are very good. Even if it's above ground storm shelter, as long as it's connected to the ground, it's anchored down there, or if you have a basement or a below ground storm shelter, that's the one thing that you want to do. You want to be as low as possible. Another thing too is always protect your head. That is the most vital thing you want to protect whenever you're anywhere near a tornado, because that's going to be the most easily damaged by flying debris. I mean, sometimes you'll get these, I would call it, for lack of a better word, war wounds, where you get debris landing here and there, and if you are caught, unfortunately, in a tornado situation where you're exposed to the elements, you'll have debris flying at you and hitting other parts of your body. But as long as you keep your head protected, and you'll be able to keep your wits about you for the most part.
And also, a very unsafe place to be is in these mobile homes and trailers. We failed to mention that so far, but that is the place you do not want to be. I mean, just a week or so ago, strong winds across Oklahoma toppled a trailer. Person was killed. That wasn't even from a tornado. It was just from wind gusts, from straight line thunderstorm winds. So get out of those mobile homes. Go to a more substantial structure.
What about an apartment, really quickly? If you're on the top floor of that apartment, is that something you need to get to know your neighbor, or you need to have a backup plan?
Yeah, you've got to have a plan some way or another. You got to have a neighbor below you. You got to have somewhere to go. I know there's a lot of apartments with 2 and 3 stories.
Sure.
Those are very, very unsafe places to be. You need to be making friends with one of your downstairs neighbors, or maybe some lobbies of some of these apartment complexes. Some of these offices will allow you to come in there. Some of them even have storm shelters, but most of them don't.
But definitely something to think about now while you can, while the sun's shining and it's nice weather, not till the moment of. So, we kind of want to move into now severe weather kits. You talked about grabbing those things, but, your shoes and your glasses and prescription, you can't always keep tucked away in a kit. So, Ken, I know you have gathered some things at home, and we'd like you to just show us what things we can do at home that are simple to be prepared.
Okay, this is my daughter's Girl Scout bag. So I have to excuse the peace sign there and all the colors. If you want some Girl Scout cookies, give me a call here at the station. Okay, this is very, very important to have. Do not rely on outdoor warning sirens. You may not hear them. They may not go off. They can malfunction. The best way to stay updated with the severe weather is by one of these. It's a NOAA weather radio. Let me get this bag out of the way. It's a NOAA weather radio. We're actually giving one of these away at each one of our road shows. This is one of the ones that we give away. You can program it to sound, I can't get this thing to sit still, for the counties that you want it to sound for. So if there's a warning for, let's say, Wichita County, you can program it for only Wichita County. A tone will go out as soon as the warning is issued, and at that point in time, you can go on our website, or you can come to newschannel6now.com, or you can go to News Channel 6, and we'll be on with it. I promise you, if it's severe thunderstorm warning, tornado warning, we're going to be on with it, covering it. Tornado warnings, typically we do those wall-to-wall, meaning we don't go to commercial breaks, we interrupt programming. But if it's a severe thunderstorm warning, a lot of times we try to do those over the commercial breaks. Okay, other things that you might need, just in case, is non-perishable items, such as canned food, SpaghettiOs there, or maybe some soups or something like that. That's non-perishable. That means it's not going to ruin. It can stay in your safe spot forever.
Sure.
You'll need a can opener to get those open with. Maybe a little snack. There's a Rice Krispie treat there. I like those. Bottled water. Bottled water is a good idea. Something very, very good to have on hand. That, too, is something that will not ruin. And a very important thing to have is a flashlight. A flashlight, very important to have. Make sure the batteries work. This battery looks like it's about to go dead. But these things are very good to have. Your electricity goes out. You have a way to see. You have a way to maybe get a little snack, a little eat with, maybe some water, and you have your way to stay updated with what's going on with the weather. Typically speaking, though, if your house is damaged, somebody's going to come find you in a couple of hours. So you just need stuff to be on hand for, a few hours, as opposed to, let's say, hurricane safety kits where you may need something for days on end. So.
And that's great advice, things that you have already in your home. And, we kind of chuckled a little bit, but John, maybe even throw an extra pair of underwear. Or if you have kids in diapers, I guess put those in there as well, something to have in there.
Yes, yeah.
Sometimes you can't wait a couple hours to go ahead and change the little one. So this is great. And is this stuff, where do you keep this? Do you keep this in the place where you will be hiding? Because across the house is not going to really do you no good,
John,
is it?
where do you all keep it at in your house?
Yeah, definitely in our safe area. Like I said, we have identified our daughter's closet as our safe area. So instead of trying to look about the house and gather it all and get it there, just have it there. Just have it there ready to go. I've heard these NOAA weather radios referred to as the smoke detectors of Tornado Alley. I absolutely love that. the best thing about these is they can wake you up in the middle of the night. And I would much rather have one of these things wake me up than to have a violent thunderstorm wake me up.
Absolutely, me too. Well, thanks again. We appreciate all of your time and all of your advice. And again, if you would like to see any more of our coverage, of Severe Weather Week or the Weather Roadshow, all you have to do is head to newschannel6now.com. We appreciate you joining us this morning, Texoma. As always, we'll see you back here next Sunday morning for another look inside Texoma.